Happy Easter Sunday, everyone. This is Griever, your guys' host as always. This is my bar, the place I'm always at, and this right here is Shokugeki no Soma, chapter 308. And let's get cooking, because this is a very late chapter drop. I waited all of Good Friday, Saturday, and of course with the chapter drop today on Easter Sunday, when I'm not a very religious man myself, but I still celebrate a good Easter dinner with family and such. And of course there was a Star Wars marathon on, so I didn't exactly rush to do this review, but I'm here now, so let's just get right into it. This chapter takes off right at the tail end of 307, and we basically get who are going to be the tasting judges. We get, I'm assuming, a guy that we've never seen before. I don't recognize him, but the art style leads me to believe that there's many instances where you can kind of mistake characters. So potentially this was a judge in another Shokugeki in a past arc. I'm not sure. Somebody in the comment section down below correct me. But of course the two judges we do know are from, and Megami realizes this, are from the Regiment de Cuisine, the Regimental Shokugeki. Now, these two, of course, I mean, they've had their biases before and such, and of course right away, you know, they're like, oh, this guy, he's a cutie, blah, 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 of course, towards Saiba. So it's a very interesting dynamic. It's basically a bunch of fluff leading up to the taste testing. Now, before they judge, because, of course, both dishes have been served at the same time, it's unlike usual Shokugekis where, and the trope that we know in the comment section down below, you all know it, is that whoever serves first is going to lose. Now, usually that's because someone serves and the time limit is still going, somebody else is still cooking. But both of them reached the moment of their time limit. Now both dishes are set in front of them. This is a little different, and it's going to be who's going to taste what first. The aroma of Saiba's dish comes leaching out. It comes in buckets. It's just woof. It's beautiful, it's majestic, it's amazing, and the sensation in their nostrils, in their nose, in their senses cannot be denied. So they say, okay, well, we've already tasted Soma's cooking before in the Regiment de Cuisine, which was incredible, but this is a new flavor. We haven't tasted his cooking before, so why don't we try this? And it's revealed to be a pie. Apparently a sort of veggie meat pie. It's not a traditional like an apple or pumpkin pie. No, this is a meat pie with a lattice stitching. Now I know they call it crosshatch or something similar in the translation, but when you refer to pie crust in this format, when you put layers of bread dough across each other in a crosshatch formation, it's referred to the wood style, which is of course wood lattice or lattice style. It's a very common thing, and it looks, of course, beautiful. It looks like a beautiful meat veggie pie. It looks like a chicken pot pie, if you want to, because Saiba even mentions the broth and the veggies and stuff are there, thickening, they're moistening, they're ready to go. And I'm sitting there like, okay, at first I thought a soup, and don't get me wrong, we can still get a soup from Soma. But here with Saiba, we do get a pie, and I'm like, okay, combine different cuisines with a pie. That's definitely a worldwide part of cuisine, so you could combine different type of pie flavors and such. They go on to say about all the, and before I forget, Saiba also tells the bookmaster, of course, you know, Mana Nakira, and says, look, why don't you take a taste of it too? I'm pretty proud of this work, and Anne does bring it up to her. That is a big thing. And the bookmaster actually says, you know, all right, bring me up a taste of it. And if I don't vomit, then, I mean, it's at least passable. Pretty much, like, it might not win any competition. It might not save her, so to speak. But it will, at least, if she doesn't vomit it up, if she doesn't puke it up, then it's at least tolerable as a great cuisine, a great dish, at least as far as she's concerned. So that's very interesting. Now, there's something I want to talk about, though. There's something that, and we're going to kind of break from the review here for a moment, is I want to talk about the ingredients. Because we have, as far as I'm aware, we have shiitake mushrooms, we have carrots and onions and some other stuff. But one of the things I want to talk about is shark fin. Now, this might have been an intentional thing on the authors, on the mangaka's idea, is to represent shark fin in a noirs dish. More specifically, the leader, the de facto leader of the noirs, to use an ingredient like shark fin. Now, I'm not an expert, ladies and gentlemen, but I am a rudimentary cook. I'm a very basic chef. I'm a basic bitch. And at the end of the day, I understand where shark fin comes from, and I understand how illegal it is in so many countries. And I understand how it is hated upon. It is a horrible, horrific practice where they cut off shark fins off of live sharks. They catch the sharks, they cut the fins off, they keep the fins, and they throw a finless shark back into the ocean to die. Either to drown themselves because they can no longer swim without their fins, or they're eaten by smaller or larger predators. It is a horrible practice. They do not catch the shark and utilize all of it. They don't utilize, its organs and cut up the meat into steaks and save the fins and stuff. No. They don't even save the teeth for souvenirs for a gift shop. They throw a fully live shark back to the ocean to die. And it's a horrible practice. And this is not a PETA message or something like that. This isn't one of those. But I do find that absolutely horrendous. I'm kind of on the side of Jaws once I realized this, a few years back. I'm kind of on the side of Jaws to eat all the humans on the beach for being stupid to cross into habitat that's not their own. Because at this point, this is a very serious issue, and I just wanted to enlighten those who do not know. If you're curious, go look it up. It's very easy. I mean, just search shark finning on any Google engine, any search engine, and you'll find dozens of articles. You'll find all the information there to explain to you why it's illegal in most first world countries. It's illegal across the United Nations, have certain bans on them themselves. It's a very horrendous practice. But once again, I would like to believe, getting back to Shokugeki no Soma, I do not believe this is a mistake. I believe this is a foreshadowing for us, for people who truly know cuisine, who read this manga and know a thing or two about the ingredients and the cuisines of Shokugeki no Soma. I know this. And since I know this, I went, are they choosing to use shark fin because it's a noir? It's the bad guy, the evil chef cooking it? Okay, I'm just going to leave some food for thought, to use a pun, to use a saying. I'm going to leave some food for thought on that. I'm not going to elaborate on it. I'm just going to leave you with that idea, is that did they use shark fin as a specific ingredient because it's noir? There's a reason Soma didn't use it, but there is a reason Saiba did. Just going to leave you guys with that thought. Clearly you know what I'm thinking about this, but let's move on to the rest of the chapter. Now that we have the serious stuff out of the way, we can talk about the rest of the chapter. Now, here's where everyone, of course, taste tests this. Of course, this includes the bookmaster herself. And it's clear that she does not vomit. At least we did not see her vomit. There's potential for chapter 309 or even 310 to showcase her actually vomiting this up. This might not be to her palate, but that is very unlikely because we see later on in the chapter. But pretty much they explain that the combination of ingredients, they explain all the different things. They explain about Turkish ice cream as an Italian ravioli style. They explain about the shark fin a little bit. They also explain a history lesson, and I didn't get a chance to look this up because, of course, I was eating Easter dinner with my family, so I did not get a chance to look this up and research this before I did this review. But apparently, Nagasaki, which is, of course, prefect in Japan, was before the Meiji government was formed, and you can look that up, the Meiji Revolution. It was a big thing against the Tokugawa shogunate. If you want a little history lesson there. Apparently they were trading with the outside world. Similar to Wano. If you guys don't know much about history, but you do read One Piece, you would know that Wano is an isolated country. It's the exact same idea, is that Japan was an isolated country with closed borders to the rest of the world up until the Meiji Revolution. But apparently, Nagasaki still did open trade, at least in ingredients and cooking goods, apparently. I am not up on that part of history, so I can't confirm or deny this. Either way, it's very interesting, and I can assume it is factual, and that's very interesting. There was a different type of cuisine born from this, Shippodene cuisine or something similar. Probably my pronunciation is off, but simply it brought about a whole new type of flavor. So he's combined all these flavors, buttermilk and all this stuff to make a beautiful flaky pie crust, with the flour and buttermilk. Of course, that's any chef's, 1-2 step to make a very nice, light, flaky pie crust. And it evolved with the veggies and the ravioli and the shark fin and stuff. I would be, as I said before, I would love to try out this, but as I've already previously said in the other part of the review about shark finning and my very big distaste for it, if you allow me that pun, I'm never ever going to cook that dish. I'm never going to use shark fin in that way. I'm never going to use or cook or buy or purchase in any way shark fin, knowing the practices that go on in acquiring it. So I will never be cooking this dish. But we still have yet to see Soma's dish, which I hope will not have ingredients that make me turn my nose up in distaste. So there's still hope that I can cook this amazing 5-cuisine dish, just not this one. I mean, of course, I could substitute shark fin for something else, but I digress. Now, after this, we see them all kind of, of course, the taste is immaculate. It's amazing. They're all just reveling it in. They're all bringing themselves to love and believe in it. And one of the judges from the Regimental Cuisine brings up, and I forget which one, but she brings up the fact that bringing 5 cuisines together is nearly impossible, because even if you grabbed 5 chefs with the height of their skill, an Italian, a Turkish, a Japanese, or whatever, a Chinese chef, you brought them all together with the master of their crafts, forgetting cultural backgrounds, language barriers, and everything else, and techniques and everything. You tried to tell them to make one dish, to pour everything they know into this dish while still combining it and making it taste good with other dishes. Put it to you this way. If I make an excellent Indian curry, if I make a beautiful, to-the-letter Indian curry, and then all of a sudden I start adding dillweed and hot mustard, guess what? It's not going to work. It's just not. You can't just throw in, if I make a beautiful curry, and that's a wonderful Indian dish, and all of a sudden I start throwing in, American cheese and hamburger, it's not going to work. It's going to actually bring the dish down, not bring it up. You're adding too much. So you cannot do this, and that is what they bring up, and that's why it's such an amazing feat to be able to bring all 5 of these cuisines together in this dish. And they agree that this dish has brought together the 5 great cuisines in a format. And they even use a bit of I'm going to go on a limb and say Dragon Quest. It's very reminiscent of Dragon Quest to me. What video game do you guys think it is? But it's a Dragon Quest kind of ode. In the fact that the judges, when they have their food gasm, they're looking there and it's like they would like to join your party sort of idea. It's definitely Dragon Quest. No other RPG comes to mind. And as a gamer, I can say that. But after this, we also see the mass stripping, the grand stripping. So we don't see Mana's reaction, but we see the old bearded WGO judge say, "It's been a long time since I've seen this." Mana's, Mana-sama's mass stripping sort of idea. And she's stripped everyone after tasting this dish that Anne brought her, and we saw her taste it, stripped everybody in the arena. And where have we seen this before? Let you guys think on that, because we've seen this before. And though it was powerful then, there's still potential for it to be more powerful now. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, this is not something unique to Mana. We've seen this before, and I'm sure we'll see it again, assuming we will get another arc. So, I'm not impressed. A lot of you guys want to be impressed. I'm not impressed. And maybe my knowledge of shark fin, which now that I've imparted onto everyone who views this video, everyone who subscribes and stuff, maybe that has left this really bitter taste in my mouth for this dish. And I understand that it would probably be delicious. I've heard that the shark fin soup, which is why most of the time the shark fin is actually, brought up as why people use it, is apparently a wonderful soup. But when you know the practice, it's so difficult. It's very difficult. It's not something in the realm of Kobe beef, where the cows are treated sometimes better than humans. It's a method of absolute brutality that has no bearing. I'll put it to you another way. When if I go out hunting or I go fishing, when I catch the fish, I cook the whole fish. And when I kill a deer, I utilize the whole deer. I use the antlers. I cut up the meat. I use all forms of the meat. I make burgers. I make steaks. and this might be very brutal for some of you who hate animal cruelty, but that's the way it is when you're a hunter or a fisherman or anything alike. The point of the matter is that I use the whole animal. That's the point. And to literally it would be a similar way to explain this would be for me to shoot a deer in the leg, cut the deer's legs off, and then still alive, throw it back to the wild. That's the equivalent of what they do with shark finning. So I know I already harped on this before, guys, but I really want to hammer it home that shark finning is honest brutality. Like, it has no place. There's no reason. I mean, if you're going to kill a shark, use all of the shark. The meat is good. The organs are good. The teeth are good. The fins are good. Every part of it is good. Stop throwing back live sharks just to suffocate and die. That's a horrible thing. So, anyways, once again, the end of the chapter brings up, Saiba just going like this is the pinnacle of the all blue. This is the pinnacle of blue. You will not win. What are you going to do to this Soma sort of idea? And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Soma's going to pull out, because I believe, once again, a lot of people have said tiebreak and stuff. I'm of the opinion that she's going to actually, even though she did a mass stripping, the WGO judge gave me a inkling of hope here. He said, it's been a long time since I've seen this. That means he saw it. That means since she formed the blue competition, she has tasted dishes and clearly not vomited. So this leads me to believe that she could potentially eat this dish, then eat Soma's dish, and throw them both up. Before she tries Soma's dish, I believe that she will throw up the pie. She will eat Soma's dish and throw up the pie. And in a twist that nobody saw coming, potentially she gets rid of them both. Then it's Arena versus our mysterious fourth competitor. I don't know, guys. To me, it's good writing. Maybe to you guys, it's horrible writing. I don't know. Either way, guys, that's basically the end of the chapter, the end of my review. I left some potentials there. What do y'all think? I don't want to apologize for kind of sidetracking the review on shark finning, but I really want to hammer it home, guys, because this is a serious issue in the world. People are using, only one part of the animal and leaving them alive. It's just cruelty at its finest. So hopefully you guys know it now if you didn't know it before, and I hope that none of you ever partake in purchasing or eating anything with shark fin in it, because 9 times out of 10, guess what? That shark was made to suffer and die for no apparent reason. So, nonetheless, this is the end of the chapter, end of the review. What do you guys all think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please like, subscribe, comment as always. It's always very much appreciated. This has been Griever with your Behind the Bar reviews for Shokugeki no Soma, Chapter 308. As always, drink responsibly. Happy Easter to those who celebrate it, and we'll see you back here next time. Peace out.